Okay, 8th graders, today we're talking about special products of polynomials, and your essential question is, can you identify special patterns in products of polynomials? So, we multiplied polynomials last week, and this is the same thing, except you're going to find that there are some special things that happen. So, I'm going to use the FOIL method. Feel free to use tables or distributive property. First times first, x times x is x squared. Outer, x times negative 2 is negative 2x. Inner, 2 times x is positive 2x. And last, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Now, when we find our answer, negative 2 plus positive 2x cancel out. So we end up with x squared minus 4. Let's take a look at another one that's similar. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 1 is plus 2x. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Our middle terms cancel out, and I end up with 4x squared minus 1. So you'll notice that when you have the same first term and the same second term, but one's a positive and one's a negative, same thing here, one's a plus, one's a minus, but they're exactly the same otherwise, the answer is actually this squared and this squared, and it always has a minus in the middle. So 2x squared would be 4x squared, and then 1 squared is 1. Here we have x squared minus 2 squared is 4. So when we have the exact same thing except one's a plus, one's a minus, I can do x times x is x squared, 3 times 3 is 9. The middle terms are always going to cancel out when you FOIL it out or work it out in your table. Here, same thing. I have a minus and a plus, so I end up with x squared minus 16. 4 squared is 16. If you want to work them out, that's totally fine. You'll get the same answer. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. 1 times 3x is positive 3x. And 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. My middle terms cancel out, and I end up with 9x squared minus 1. On the next set, once again, 3y times 3y would be 9y squared. I have a positive and a negative, so my middle terms cancel out. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Exactly the same, one's negative, one's positive, so 2x times 2x would be 4x squared, and negative 5 times 5 would be negative 25. Exactly the same, except one's positive, one's negative. Z times z is z squared. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Okay, now things are getting a little different. Here we have x plus 2 squared. So that means we have x plus 2 times x plus 2. If I FOIL that, x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 2 is 4. So I get x squared plus 4x plus 4. Let's try this one again. This time we have a minus sign, so 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1 gives me 4x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 1. So I get 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. So the special product a plus b squared, the pattern for a plus b squared is a squared plus 2 times a times b. So 2 times x times 2, because this would be your a and this would be your b, plus b squared. You don't have to memorize this. It's just for your information how it works. And the special product for a minus b squared is again a squared and then minus 2 times a times b plus b squared. The only reason this is a minus is because each time we have a subtraction and it's going to come out negative. So anytime you have a polynomial that's just times itself, you could just know this or you can FOIL it. I find just foiling or using your table a lot easier. Okay. Use the patterns you described to find each product. Check your answers using algebra tiles. No, we're not using algebra tiles. Okay, so you can FOIL or you can memorize the pattern. If I were you, I would just write this out right next to it. X times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 3 is 9, so I end up with x squared plus 6x plus 9. It's not that much slower to just multiply it out. So here I have x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 4, x squared minus 4x plus 4. Here I have 3x plus 1. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 1. So I get 9x squared plus 6x plus 1. Okay, I'm going to use the property or the pattern on this next 3. So I do a squared, so 3 squared would be 9y squared. Since this is a plus, I get a plus here. 2 times 3y is 6y times 4. So you just multiply these two things together and then multiply it by 2. So 12y times 2 would be 24y, and then 4 squared is 16. If you FOIL that, it should come out to the same answer I just got. Here I do the first term squared, so 4x squared. This is a minus, so I get a minus here. 2x times 5 would be 10x times 2 is 20x. And then 5 times 5 is 25. And the last one, z squared. 1 times z is 1z times 2 is 2z. This is a plus, so this is a plus. And 1 times 1 is 1. Again, if you FOIL that out or use a table, it should come out to the same answer. So go ahead and try 1 through 9 for your homework assignment, and have a great night.